All right, let's talk a little bit about investments. Okay, so most business owners, if they're do have a business that's worth something, it's going to be very concentrated in that business, very lopsided, their net worth kind of leaning over with the value of that business. Make sure you're putting that business value on their balance sheet. I can't tell you how many um, clients come in and we're talking about it, and maybe they came from another firm, and the other firm never, they're like, oh, that's nice, you own a business owner, how much money can you put in your portfolio? Make sure you acknowledge and put that value on there. It's an asset that's been invested in, and it needs to be tended and grown. One of the big questions is, okay, do you take that into account? Okay, well, they're in a small cap company. Should we not have small caps in the portfolio, or they have so much exposure to this industry? Should they be all bonds in the portfolio? I mean, there's no real answer to that, but have that conversation. Take into account the net worth of their business. Don't just ignore it. Encourage them to get a periodic valuation so that we're not guessing. There's so many tools out there. If they don't want to get a full-blown valuation, there's so many tools out there today that you can use to get a quick valuation that's better than nothing. Also track the growth of the company. This is where the valuation comes from. Look at the growth and value from year to year. Maybe it's not growing, and they don't know that. The net worth, maybe it's not growing. The flip side of that is it can be the best place to invest. We happen to charge a flat fee at Blue Sky, so we don't really care where the money goes. As fiduciaries, we shouldn't either, but I'll give you a perfect example. We had a client that had a concrete company, and he was able to get these huge jobs based on these big concrete pumper trucks. They pump the concrete instead of pouring them. And he figured his ROI on each truck was like 25% a year. And so my advice was go buy some more trucks. And so sometimes the business is the best place for that, those excess funds. You remember that dual strategy in the first couple slides. Don't completely ignore the portfolio, but sometimes that business is the best source of growth for their money. Help them grow the net worth outside their business. That's the focus, is to help them grow it outside the business. Don't let them roll every dollar back into it. Real estate investor, real estate business people, they're the worst for that. They loathe to take any money out and do something else. We already mentioned this, but encourage them to become financially independent conventionally, outside of their business, if not already. Get their passive income. So financially independent to me is pretty simple. When your passive income from rents and real estate, dividends, interest, businesses that you don't have to show up to, when that income exceeds your living expenses, you are financially independent. You'll also see maybe a few more with large taxable accounts, and tax efficient investing sometimes can be a bigger issue for business owners than maybe employees that most of their net worth is in their most of their net worth is in the retirement type accounts. Seem to have missed, oh, there it is, real estate. Okay, I double clicked somewhere. I knew it was in there. So real estate, a lot of times the first place you see owner occupied, they're in a building, they want to own their own building, the company is great place to start. Make sure it makes business sense. We had a case the other day, one of our clients in Atlanta was looking at buying a building, and the costs of the buildings were so much compared to what they were paying in rent, it just didn't make sense. But it can be a great place to start. The tax advantages, shifting of income, the FICA benefits, you can have your children working over there, have them own the thing. There are a lot of considerations, self-rental, the 199A, things like that to be careful for. So make sure you know what you're doing there, but it can be a great way to get involved in real estate. I've also noticed a trend. A lot of business owners have an interest in additional properties and investments. So just keep that in mind. It kind of dovetails with being a business owner.